everyone, and welcome to Stampin' Chat Live. I'm Gina from Gina K Designs, and it's great to see all of you coming in from all around the world. Tonight we're going to have some fun because I'm going to play with some solid stamps, and I'm going to make a holiday card, and I'm going to show you a couple different ways to create texture on those solid stamps. Now, one of the ways is the kissing technique, which we did the other night, but I thought that it would be fun to show you a couple different ways to use this stamp and die combination to create some really fun cards. And these are two stamp sets I haven't used yet. They're both by Beth Saleko, one from her most recent release and one from her previous release. These are super fun. She has these really big images that I like, and I think we're going to have fun with. But before we get started, let's say hello to Tom. Hey, Tom.
After dinner crowd.
Hey, how are you?
I'm better than horrible. Hey, everybody.
You and I match. I have a little orange in my shirt here, right there.
Yes, a little bit.
And you have a little orange in your shirt. We're close. We're better than horrible.
Yeah, we're in the ballpark.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it is great to see everybody. Look how many people are already here.
Love it.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Chill time.
It is. It is time to relax. Put the internet away, put everything away for a little bit, and get your fingers inky and try something new. That's what we're doing.
Have a hot toddy and some...
Yeah, I still haven't determined what a hot toddy is, but I did have my first old-fashioned the other night. I know, I've lived in Wisconsin my whole life. Well, not my whole life, but gosh, 35 years, right? And
brandy old-fashioned sweet.
And I had a brandy old-fashioned sweet, and it was very good. It was a little boozy, but it was very good. I only needed one, and I was fine the whole night. It was my, I guess it's my new fruit salad. But that was very fun. We went to a Wisconsin fish fry last Friday night, and it was very fun. So if you've ever wanted to come to Wisconsin and go to a fish fry on a Friday night and get yourself a brandy old-fashioned sweet. You will enjoy it.
Supper club.
All right. So, Tom, do you have a word of the day for later?
I have a phrase of the day.
A phrase of the day. All right. Well, we can't wait for that. Well, why don't I show everybody what I'm going to be using tonight? So
okay.
I have these two stamp sets right here. I have the Holiday Ornament set, and then I have the Bold Holiday Sentiments. So I thought I would use these because these are always fun to stamp, you know, big bold letters, big bold ornaments, and then there's some fun ways to decorate them using these pieces in here to kind of create lines across the center and snowflakes and dots. But I'm going to put all that aside and just go with the ornaments, and I'm going to use some background stamps to create a lot more texture on these. And then I thought I would match it up with a greeting here. This way, it'll all kind of work together. And I do want to give a big shout out to Brianne Loveland. Brianne, thank you for being here and helping us find all the links. We always get so many emails at customer service the next day saying, where do I find this product that Gina used? Where do I find that product? So if you're watching on YouTube, Brianne is in the comments and she's sharing the links for you just to make it easier to find. Hey, and you never know. Maybe one of these stamp sets is on your wish list. Okay, so I thought I would start with maybe this ornament here. I thought I would use these three ornaments for my card. So I'm going to get the Misty involved. And I'm going to, first I want to do a couple of different techniques for you, okay? And I think that would be fun to do it with these big ornaments. So I'm going to get this ornament out of here. Now, remember, these are huge stamps that I'm just opening this package for the very first time. So you know that these stamps have manufacturing residue on them. And with these big stamps, sometimes it can almost feel like a little bit of a nightmare unless you really get that manufacturing residue off. But can you see here how it's getting cloudy? See how it's getting cloudy? Because I'm rubbing my fingers over that. And over here, it's a little bit shiny. You can see down here where I haven't touched yet. But I'm going to just keep rubbing that manufacturing residue off of there. So I'm going to do some... I think I'm going to make this card with blues. So I think blues would be really fun. And I'm going to use a lighter blue, like powder blue. let me find that. So here's powder blue. And then I'm going to go real dark with this, and I'm going to do in the navy. Now, you can also use blue denim for that. Oh, and I did want to mention, because I get this question a lot, and we get it a lot in customer service. For those of you that have been waiting for apple mint, lemon drop, blue denim, and blue raspberry cardstock to come back in stock, we have it now, and it just went in today. And we've got thousands of packs of it. So if that's been on your wish list, those colors, you definitely can get them now. All right, so I'm going to start with the powder blue. Okay. And I'm going to start by, I'm going to ink this up maybe a couple of times. Oh, I'm getting all the advice on what a hot toddy is, Tom.
Yes, it sounds delightful.
Yeah, it really does. Okay. Alrighty. So I'm going to stamp this one time here. Okay, looking good. Kind of like the texture in there. And remember, you know, the more you stamp these big stamps, the better and more solid they get. But this is going to be fine the way it is because we're adding a lot of texture into it coming up here. Okay, so I've got 2 good stampings done on that. Now I'm going to use this sweater pattern. This is close knit. I remembered from last time. Close knit. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink this background stamp up with some in the navy. Sorry, Tom. I don't know if that was loud in your headphones or not, but... Okay, so getting this nice and inky here. Oh, thank you. Okay, and now I'm going to stamp this onto my ornament stamp. Oh, I think I turned it a little bit. You know what? I'm gonna clean that because I don't want to twist it. So I'm just going to clean that off. And incidentally, blue ink, this denim, blue denim, in the navy, and the red inks do stain your stamps. But they're highly pigmented. They're beautiful colors. They're worth it. And remember, a stained stamp is a loved stamp. So don't worry if your stamps get stained. They will still work beautifully and the ink won't transfer as long as you clean them in between. Okay, so you can see I'm tapping that there. All right, now I'm going to stamp that on top. And this idea came to me where I saw, I'm going to do it again. Oh no, I can't do it again. Let's see, maybe I can do, no, I'm going to leave it that way. I'll do another one though. This idea came to me because I actually saw somebody on Instagram knitting little covers for their ornaments, and they were so cute. They were just adorable. And so I thought, oh, that would be so cute to create a little knitted stamp like that. Okay, so let's try another one. See if we can nail it just a little bit better. And you know what we could do? I'm going to try something different this time. But that's stamping on. I think I'm going to try stamping off this time. So we're going to, or kissing off, as we like to say. So I'm going to ink this up again in the powder blue. This has been a stressful day for a lot of people, and I'm glad you're all here and we can just chill together tonight. Just one of those days. Hey, Mindy Egan, Vicki Donnelly. I'm seeing all my familiar names. Lots of you. I just happened to look up and see Mindy and Vicki back to back. All right, so I'm going to clean this stamp. So this is going to be kind of a messy clean here because that's a lot of ink on there. And I don't want to turn my hands completely blue. They're getting there, though. I thought about doing an easier color like turquoise. I probably should have, but it's okay. All right. Now let's do this. Let's stamp it again in navy. You can see how solid that navy is. That is a super solid color. Look at that. Almost looks black. And then we're going to stamp off by pulling color off, or kiss off by pulling color off using this background stamp. Most of your stamps seem to stamp the best after they're stained. I agree. I agree with you there. I feel like they stamp better when they're stained. Okay, this is going to be a cool texture.
I'm a big fan of the blues.
Oh, look at that texture. Isn't that cool? Look at that. That's really cool. Oh, I love that. Okay, now I'm going to do a couple of other things. I'm going to clean this up here. And I think you guys actually might like this other technique a lot. Maybe even more than this. Okay, so let me get that at the bottom of all of my tidy towels. And let me pull this stamp off. I finally did my nails, and now I'm getting ink all over them. But that's all right. That's okay. I'll get a little alcohol here to clean off my Misty. There we go. And now we're going to try something super fun. Just going to rub that a little bit to get the excess off. And I'll just take this to the sink later, this background stamp, and I'll scrub it up really well with some soap and water. And even though it will stay blue, that's okay. It's not going to affect anything else. So now let's try something a little bit different. So what I'm going to do here is I am going to stamp a background stamp onto a piece of cardstock. Okay.
I do cycle inside during the winter on a trainer, Jeanette.
Yeah, he does. He does.
Have to. It's the only way.
Yeah, he was down there this morning. Every morning I hear it going. Meanwhile, I'm upstairs just sitting around drinking coffee. Because I have a treadmill, though. Okay, so we are going to... I have a treadmill. I didn't say I use it. Right now, it's storing a blanket, a pair of gym shoes. It's bad. Okay, so what we're going to do here is we're going to ink this up with some Embossing and Watermark ink. Okay? Wash my hair. Somebody telling me to wash my hair? Come on now. All right. So now I'm going to ink this up with Embossing and Watermark ink. I gotta really make sure that it's inked up well. Okay. And then I'm going to take this piece of cardstock that I already used my embossing magic pad on, and I'm going to lay it down onto this piece of cardstock, and I'm just going to rub it with my hands. Yeah, I love that sweater texture too. It's so cool. This is called the Diagonal Stripe background stamp.
Okay, question from Rose. For the rubbing alcohol, do you use 91% or 70%?
I use 70. 70 seems to work enough. Okay, now I'm going to use some white embossing powder. You can use clear too if you want. But I'll use some white here because that's what's in my big container. And pretty good. I may have missed a couple spots, but let's see. I think there's enough there that we can get an ornament out of it. Okay. All right, now I'm going to get my heat tool. I'm just going to heat it up for a second here, get it started. The problem with white and clear is you really can't see it, like, to get any strays off of it, but that's okay. There we go. All right, looking good, I think. As good as I can tell. You need to make sure you emboss everything. Okay, so let's see if that's good enough. I think that's going to be good enough. All right, now we are going to do a little bit of ink blending on this. So I'm going to go with my powder blue again, and I'm going to use my ink stand. And Brianne, you know what to do with your ink stand. Just share it. Share the link. Our customer service team is very grateful that you're doing this, Brianne. It helps so much. And it helps everybody in the chat, too. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit of this powder blue. And I'm going to go ahead and just ink this up and see how it looks. Oh, that's pretty. It's just very soft. I don't want to go real dark on it. Okay. Then I'm going to take this paper towel and just wipe away anything that's on the embossing powder. And then I'm going to take the coordinating die for this ornament, and I'm going to cut that out just like that. All right, so I'm going to get my die cutting machine. And we'll see how this looks. And if this looks good, I'm going to do a couple more. And maybe I'll do some different colors. So really far away from the screen. Okay, so we'll make this long one blue, this long ornament blue. So what's fun about this is you can actually create an image just from the die component of this by itself. Isn't that pretty? I love that. Now let's try one more thing. I just have to try it because I'm thinking about it and I want to see if it's going to work. I think it will work. Okay, so we're going to do this one more time the same way. We're going to do Embossing and Watermark Ink on this stamp. Let me get another piece of white cardstock, and I'm going to go ahead and use my Embossing Magic Pad again. And I'm going to ink this stamp up. I'm sorry, I'm going to use Embossing Magic, and then I'm going to use Embossing and Watermark Ink on the stamp. I kind of get the feeling that my embossing ink pad is getting a little dried out and I need to re-ink it. I think that's one of the problems I have here. Okay. Because I'm inking this up, but it was a little shallow, but that's all right. It does give it kind of a cool look. So let's see. Okay, we're going to do this again. And this is the way I like to use a background stamp. I like to use the paper on top because I feel like I can make contact with every little bit of the stamp. This way. Maybe I could use this for a different die cut. A different one of the other ornaments and see how it looks.
So
okay.
Question on the intercut, it's designed to turn the handle just in one direction, right?
But no, you can go frontwards and backwards.
Oh.
Yeah, you can roll it back the other way.
After it goes through?
Mm-hmm, if you want to. Yes, yes. Yeah, sometimes I'll roll it back the other way. In fact, that's important because there's some really cool edging techniques and stuff that I've done on my videos where you have to be able to roll it back out and not all the way through. Okay, so I think this is good. Now I'm going to go ahead and emboss this again. Just blowing away the excess. And then I'm going to try something else before I do the die cut and ink blending. And we'll see how it goes. The more you use the stamps, like this background stamp hasn't been used in a while, and I'm really bad about cleaning my stamps. So what you might find is if you haven't cleaned your stamps and you put them back, and that ink dried on there, you may not get a good impression the first time. It's almost like you have to reactivate everything. So, you know, give it more than one shot before you give up. Okay. I'm just embossing. Okay, now you want to make sure that it's all completely embossed. Should have used my clothespin. Okay. It looks pretty good. Now I think I will put a little bit of ink on here first.
Michelle wants to know, is your embossing ink pad a firmer felt pad like your others?
It is kind of in between. It is not a felt pad. It's a spongy pad. So, but it's not like solid foam. It's a little different. Let's see. I don't know if I have a better one over here or a newer one. I don't. But yeah, it's more spongy. Okay. So why don't we do this one in lilacs? I think that will be really pretty. So we'll do the light lilac on here. By the way, I never tell Brienne what I'm going to use, and she seems to like read my mind. She has the product. Sometimes I look up and I'm like, what's this called? And I'll look up and Brienne will say, diagonal stripes background stamp. And I'm like, yeah, that's it. Thank you, Brienne. Okay, so I'm using lilac for this one. This is very light. And it's a bluish purple. But it's not as blue as powder blue. You can see the difference there, right? Okay. The woodpecker. Is that what you said, Tom?
Yes, and somebody said Woody for short.
Woody. Yeah. Let me get Woody out. Okay, now let's see if I can be smart about this, what I'm trying to do. Okay, so I just stamped this way, right? So I'm going to turn this background stamp a quarter turn. All right. Okay, so I turned the background stamp a quarter turn. You saw me do it. And now I'm going to ink it up with medium lilac. And you can see I did not clean it, so I didn't clean any of the embossing and watermark ink off of that. It's like a goober there. I want to get that off. Okay. I think that looks pretty good. Let's just remove that. Everything's coming off but the goober. Okay. So now, all I did was turn the stamp a quarter turn, and I'm going to stamp it again. And I am pressing a little harder because it's got to get sink down in between the embossing powder. So I'm putting a little bit of extra pressure on it with my fingers. And hopefully this is going to look good. Look at that. I got my little check pattern in there. Isn't that cute? All right, so let's cut this one out. I know I should wait until the end and just cut them out all at once, but I can't wait because I'm excited. So let me clean this up. And then we'll do one more with a completely different stamp. Maybe we'll do two more. Try a couple different stamps and see how they look. All right. That's fun. I love that little background stamp trick. Just the quarter turn. All right, let's take one of these other dies out of here. Let's try this one. Plenty of room. There. Now I'm going to just put this right on top and cut. You can see here, I'll send it through, but see, it'll go back out the other way. So you can turn it in both ways. In Texas, we use the term goober for people, especially, I missed that comment. You get it? Goober for people, especially when we don't want to say their names. You use the term differently, which means, goober means like a, kind of like a, oh man. I don't even want to say what it's kind of like a little booger, kind of like a little goopy thing that was on the stamp, a little something like that. Does that make sense? That's what I mean when I said goober. But now I'm going to start calling people a goober. Okay, so check that out. That's kind of cool, right? Looking kind of cool. And you know what else I'm going to do? Just for the fun of it, because you know me, now this isn't going to be exactly the same as a full layer, a full, shadow layer, but I'm going to cut these out in black just because I think if I strategically place, see, thank you, Michelle, I just should have said it, it's a booger. An adhesive, yeah, it's an adhesive booger, exactly. I know, it's gross, sorry. So I thought if I cut these out and then I lay this just like staggered a little bit, then, if I do it this way on that side, and then I put this one in front of it, just staggered ever so slightly, you're going to be able to see the ornaments a little bit better. And in fact, here's something else that you can do if you really want to have a full layer behind it. You can cut a second one. And this is kind of a way to fake the look of a shadow layer. So I think it kind of helps create some separation between the ornaments, although I don't think I'm going to use both of the long ones. I'm just kind of showing you different techniques as we go. So because these ornaments are very symmetrical, you actually could put one here like this, and you could put the other one just like that on the background if you wanted to outline it a little bit. And then you can kind of trim this off here and then put your little ornament cap on there and do that in gold or silver, however you want. So maybe we'll do that. At least I have them cut out so we can see how they look, because we might want to do it. Okay. Now, let's do another background stamp. We have so many really pretty backgrounds that work so nicely for these techniques. Another one that's really pretty is this Elegant Script. I really like that one. I also love this snowflake background. So we could do the Elegant Script and the snowflake and then just pick one of those long ones, and I'll just die cut them at the end. All right, so I have all of these background stamps somewhere. Ooh, another really nice one. If you have this one by our Gina, the Ornate Fans would be beautiful too. Okay, so let's try this one, the Elegant Script. And we'll do the same thing. Let's try this one, the Elegant Script. Hey, Tom.
Yep.
Your phone is on, so I can hear myself in the background.
Wow, that just popped on.
Yeah, it just popped on for some reason. Okay, and let me try my Versamark pad, just because I think my other pad needs to be re-inked, although this doesn't feel much inkier. So I'm going to use a little bit of the Embossing Magic Pad. And then I'm going to ink this up with the Elegant Script. Am I pronouncing things weird, Bonnie? You know, I'm originally from Philadelphia, and I had a much stronger Philadelphia accent until I moved out to the Midwest. But people here in the Midwest still hear my accent, and when I go back to Philadelphia, people think I have a Midwest accent, so I am like somewhere in between, I guess. I think out here in the Midwest they'd say accent. I have an accent. I have an accent. I don't know what I have.
Does everyone have an accent?
I think so. To somebody else, right?
If you didn't, you'd have a laccent.
That could have been the word of the day had we planned a little better. Okay. So if I have blue already, because I don't know where that one went, but I think I'm going to use this blue one. I think I'm going to stick with this blue one. This one could be purple, and then we could do a pink one, or a teal one. We could do blue, purple, and teal. That would be a really pretty combination. Peanuts or goobers in the South? Wow.
Goobers and raisins.
It's funny, our country here in the U.S. is like, it's like a lot of countries all put together. And I know it's states. It's just so big that we have different accents and we have different, linguistical things that we do. I didn't know. Oh, you see that? It's all right. I'll fix that. Oh, this is really well done here. I think my Versamark pad is a little inkier than my my Gina K pad, because I've been using the Gina K pad nonstop, and I've stopped using my Versamark just because I have my own now. But either one is fine. Use whichever one you have. I had no idea. I moved out to Wisconsin and I found out that a water fountain is a bubbler. And then on the East Coast, where I'm from in Philadelphia, we say, you know, if something is on the opposite corner of the street, it's catty corner. And out here, it's kitty corner. So I give myself away a lot out here because I do still say a lot of things.
And in Brooklyn, it's over there.
I really hope your microphone was up for that. Because that was pretty funny. Now, one other thing that I want to tell you about this technique. If you didn't want to do separate cutouts and you just wanted to have the different ornaments showing, but you wanted them to be right on your card, you can use these cutouts as stencils and just stencil right over that opening. And then you could do the next one and you could do the next one. So, you know, that's another way to do it. So let's do this one with medium lilac. We'll get it a little more purple. Bubblers are the little fountains in the swimming pool too. Yeah, they are. That's right. Oh my goodness. It's so fun to like go back later. I watched the video later mostly just to read all of your comments. Okay. Oh, this is pretty. Can you see that writing coming through? That's why I felt like this one needed to be a little bit darker. And I don't think I have to do the whole thing if I'm using one of the circle ones for this, because I can keep this and do a completely different color down here if I want. All right, let's see if this will fit without me inking any more. So here are the different dies that I have. I could do the circle, or I could do this shape, whatever this shape is. Why don't I do that? That will be pretty on that one. Okay. And we could go even a little darker in here. And don't forget to take your paper towel and wipe away the excess, because that really does make that brighter. All right, so we did that one. We did the other one. Let's do the sweater, because I still think that's a really pretty pattern. Although I don't know if I'm going to get blue on this now because I don't really have a proper way to wash this. Let me just see if I can get my tidy towel and really make sure that it's wiped off the best that we can get it. It could be a problem, but let's see. Might not. Squeaky. It's kind of squeaky clean there. Okay. So I'll get another piece of white cardstock. I got them all cut out over here. And we're going to do a teal one, right? Well, green would be pretty too, wouldn't it? Purple, blue, and green. Should we do green? Let's take a poll. Let's ask what everybody thinks. Teal or green? I'll get the green. I'm thinking like a jelly bean green. And then the teal would be more like turquoise sea. Okay. Oh, Edith, you're from El Salvador and you have an accent? You do here, but not in El Salvador. All right. I see more green than I see teal. So I think now I see more teal. What do you see the most of, Tom? Oh, teal's coming in hot now. Oh, sweater weather's a stencil. Yeah, you're right. Close knit. Thank you. Close knit. I did that the whole last video too. All right, so you guys, here, let's look at them together. Here, is that too much coolness, or will the green give it that extra pop of color? I kind of like this. One of each. Yeah, that's good. That's what I should do. One of each. I'll go with the teal idea. Even though I do like green too. I feel like this will feel a little more wintry because of all the cool tones. All right, let's hope for the best here, that it doesn't get too blue. And I can't even see what I'm doing. And I might even go darker. I might go Tranquil Teal. Maybe you guys that are liking the green better would like the Tranquil Teal better than the Turquoise Sea. So we'll try it. We'll give it a try and see. I might have some blue on here because remember I didn't completely clean this stamp. But maybe I'll get lucky.
Let's make a teal.
Let's make a teal. Okay. Not bad, see? Even though it looks really ugly, dirty, it didn't transfer, so I must have cleaned it enough, even without washing it, so that's good. So Close Knit is the stamp I'm using. And I don't need a lot of it here, so it's kind of like a waste of embossing powder if I do too much. But I think that'll work fine, and I'm only cutting out a circle out of it. But yeah, it was so cool. I went on Instagram and I saw this this lady who knits these little things that the ornaments sit in, and then they turn into little sweaters, and then she had them all over her tree, and it was just adorable. I don't know how to knit. I'm going to learn how to crochet. I know how to make a chain, but I don't know how to go any further than the chain. So I have, 30 miles of chain when I want to crochet, and it just doesn't go anywhere. Okay. I know some of you are like me, and you know what I mean. You could get the first chain down, but turning it into something is the problem. But I'm going to learn. My sweet friend Karina, who's kind of like one of my daughters, is going to teach me. And sometimes she silently watches my YouTube videos too, which is kind of cool. I think I got it all. Feels a little powdery still. I hope I didn't... Did I get it all? I think so. Sometimes I have trouble with Versamark with it burning. So let's see how this looks. I may have burnt a little, but we'll see. So I'm going to go with Tranquil Teal. That's looking good. That's really all I need. Yeah, I think that's going to be a pretty color with these two. I like it. Okay, so now we're going to wipe that clean. And then, look at my hands tonight. Oh, goodness. It's fun. I also think I just swiped turquoise across my face, but maybe. And now I'm going to cut these two out, and then I'll cut 2 black panels of the same of each, just in case we want to go with that technique. What brand of heat tool am I using? I'm using the Marvy heat tool. I don't know if they still make it. I think they might, but I'm not 100% sure. But I have a Wagner heat tool that I really like as well. I took one home, and then I forgot to bring it back, so I had to go dig out my old Marvy one here at work, and I've been using that. But the Wagner one is really good, and a lot of people use the Wagner, and it's still available, I know that. Okay, so we have this.
What's the theme of the writing on that?
That's a really good question. I don't really think it says anything.
Yes.
It's just like an old style script, which is good because, you don't want to find out that it says something that you didn't want it to say.
Online rant?
Yeah, it's an online rant. Okay, so for this, I'm going to get a little tiny piece of Masking Magic just to hold it down, because it is a very, very, you know, straight up and down pattern, and I kind of want it to stay in place. So that should hold it in place. Okay, a lot of people are giving the thumbs up to the Wagner heat tool. Yours is an old purple Marvy heat tool. I know, it was a good tool. I haven't seen it anywhere lately, so there's that ornament. Isn't that cute? I love adding these textures to this. Okay, now we need to stamp a couple of toppers. So let's stamp those. Let's stamp those with the Misty so we can stamp them a couple times here. We'll just use, no we won't, because that has all that writing on it. So we'll use another little piece of white here, and we're going to stamp 3 toppers and we're going to emboss them. So we could emboss in silver for these, or we could emboss in gold. I think gold might look really pretty here. You know, we're doing the 3 ornaments, kind of stagger them a little bit. I'll do this one up here. I think gold would look really nice. So let's do gold, and then I do have to do those black ones again, but I do have a little more die cutting to do. So I don't really need to do that. I'm going to, well, you know, actually, I think I will do that because I use the dies instead of the stamps on this. These might be, well, no, they'll be okay. They would be okay. Yeah, they'll be all right. I thought they were going to be too small, but they actually fit really nicely. And then we're going to die cut them anyway, so let's do 2. And then we'll do 2 more. Even though we only need 3, we'll have an extra in case something goes wrong. And we're going to do this with gold. Although I think silver would be pretty. You guys want silver? All right, let me see if I can find silver. Do I have silver? I do. I have silver. Okay, we'll do silver. They are cool colors, so you guys are right. Silver would be pretty. Yep, you're right. You're right. You are very right. I'm going to stamp it again. Add another layer. And then first thing tomorrow, I am going to get myself a new Embossing and Watermark Ink pad. And we'll do the silver. I'm doing them, I really don't want to try to do this all at once. I'd rather just, you know, stamp these first and then quick emboss them and then flip it and stamp the other 2. So trying to do this and not hit that embossing powder that's on the pink. There we go. There's the silver. Okay. And then I'll just flip that, and we'll stamp them again on the other side. Hi, Jennifer. I didn't see you, Jennifer, but I see people seeing you. So hello, my friend. Thank you for being here. Jennifer and I FaceTimed together today, making plans and scheming for our next tag team video and other things, other fun things that we like to do for you guys. All right, and we'll do this one. Okay, there we go. So we've got to cut those out, and then I'm going to show you something else that's really fun to do. Now, I showed you this with foil, but I have to show it to you with embossing powder. And we might go just a little over tonight, Tom. That's kind of my middle name lately. But that's all right. Seems to be just fine. So let's cut all this out so we can do our layout, and then we'll do the greeting at the end. Okay. So I'm going to zoom out just a little bit here. Yes, we will definitely do a word of the day. Tom, would you like to do a word of the day while I do this little fussy die cutting?
Phrase of the day.
What's that?
Phrase of the day.
Phrase of the day.
We've got a phrase of the day. Okay, and it's some more potty humor.
Seems to go over well.
Hey, it is what it is. You know, one cannot control where and when dark, dead space inspiration chooses to manifest. Okay, so phrase of the day. If you go to use the restroom and things do not progress as expeditiously as you would have hoped, you're finding yourself squarely in the middle of a bathroom stall. Right?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Phrase of the day. Back to the dead space.
That's a good one. I like it. I think I like the potty humor a little bit. Can't help it. I asked Jennifer today, I said, are my nails... I told her I got the impressed nails. And I asked her if they were going to fly off during my live. She said, mine don't. I don't know. But, you know, it's me, so I use my nails very differently than everybody else, I think. I use them to pick things, and so I wouldn't be surprised. Actually, they're holding up really nicely. Very funny, Tom. Okay. So we've got our little toppers here. Now, let's just look at a layout for this, and then we'll do our greeting right at the very end. And if we don't have a lot of time to do a greeting, we'll just grab a greeting that's already done. And we won't do that whole big greeting that I was thinking about doing earlier. And we'll save that for another time. Okay, so I've got so much powder everywhere right now. And I'm gonna have more in a minute. So I want to look at this. I know I didn't cut those other ones out, but I want to see if this really does make a difference. And I want to know what you guys think. If I should have this little, because it might not fit with the topper. So I want to see. So if I do this, it's kind of like a drop shadow. You know? A little drop shadow on here. So this one, let's put this one down at the bottom. We're just looking now. We're not deciding. Oh man, I do have to cut those other ones out. But do you like the way that looks? Do you think that looks cool? Let's cut the other ones out real quick, because I forgot. I don't even have to get it on the screen. You guys know that I'm just cutting them over here, and I can cut them all at once.
Love drop shadows.
You like the drop shadow, Tom?
I do. I think it's a twist on black sense.
It's true. It really is. The little black accents that I love to do. I'll be doing those, though, too. I am going to move this up so people can see what I'm doing. I have determined that I need a much bigger studio than what I'm working with here. This is way too small of a space. When I have to start working on the floor, you know it's too much. Hey, not so crafty Mike. Tom, not so crafty Mike is here.
Hey, Mike. From the dead space.
Not so shady Tom. Not so shifty Tom. From the dead space. All right. So now I've lost my other ornament. But I know it's here. Here it is. So do you kind of like this look, just to create that little bit of separation between everything? Does that help? Is that weird? Not so shady, Tom. Hey, even if we did it super skinny, let's try that. Let's do it so super skinny that you almost can't see it, but it's going to create the separation that we want. I mean, you'll see it. You'll see what I mean here. All right, now. Then I'll cut 2 more. See how tiny I'm making that? It's almost like it's not even there, but it is there. And then we'll do another one over here. So this is the way we're faking the black border. I know I don't even have it at the bottom there, but I think it's okay. You know, just to create that little bit of space. And then, where are my toppers? Oh my gosh, here they are. You know, it's still small enough that when you put a topper on it, it'll kind of cover all of that. Like, what do you think? I think that's kind of cool. And it's going to create, you know, when you do the next one next to it, when you don't have something to break it up a little bit, these colors all kind of blend together. You know, this here, see if I put these two together, but if you have this breaking it up a little bit, you see, you can see it so much better. It like makes it pop out. So, all right, I'm gonna do the other ones. I need 2 more. How many times have I opened this die cutting machine tonight? Some of you are probably screaming at me. But see, this is the way my brain works. I'm not organized. I'm floor-organized, but I'm not organized. Working on the floor. I'm not organized, but when I come up with like an idea, I just like, I have to do it in the moment. So I do need a horseshoe table. You're exactly right, Michelle, and I don't have that. I just have a tiny table in the front here, and everything else is on the floor or behind me, but not much is behind me. All right, now we're going to do something else. Let's get all these pieces here, and let's get these ornaments mounted together. I'll zoom in a bit. You smell a drinking game? Yeah, every time I get my die cutting machine out, you got to take a drink of your brandy old fashioned, your fruit salad. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I smell a drinking game. Yeah, Tom's ears definitely, you know what, I need a white piece of cardstock over here. Sorry if this is too bright, but I need to be able to see what I'm doing here to make sure that I just have the tiniest little bit of black. That looks pretty good.
You have to do them on the same side, though, don't you? Or
I'm doing them on both sides.
oh, gotcha.
See what I got going here?
Oh, yeah.
But it won't have any at the bottom, but I think it's okay. We're just really trying to create that bit of separation. So,
Fancy.
You get the idea. You get the idea, right? Might have been easier to use glue for this too, because then you can kind of slide it around until it's where you want it. So you can always use Connect glue. And I'm only using this white piece of paper so I can actually see that black line. Although this tape is very forgiving because it's a dot style runner instead of a solid tape. So you can move it around a little bit. Tom's poor ears. Yeah. Well, that's because like I'm dropping stuff and it's really loud in his headphones. But he seems okay over there. You're okay over there, right, hon?
Did you say something?
Very cute. Okay, so let's use a foam square. And then what I'm going to do with the tops of this one here is I'm going to look for my scissors that are somewhere. Here they are. Hey, I have to tell you what I'm doing tomorrow. If you guys are going to be around, I am going to be on the Simon Says Stamp YouTube channel tomorrow. We've got something really fun to share. And there we go. I just needed to get that out of the way so that I can pop this on there and it's not going to, the black's not going to stick out the outside. And we're going to be doing something fun with Simon Says Stamp, so we would love it if you would join us tomorrow. That'll be on the Simon Says Stamp channel. I'll share it in our Facebook group. I can share it here on YouTube as well on my community tab. So for those of you that watch on YouTube, you will be able to find it easily as well. I think these are bigger, so this won't be a problem. Okay. These are kind of cute. Cutie patooties. Now, this stamp set does not have, I feel like maybe this one was supposed to be on here. Yeah, I think this one would look better on here. So I'm going to trim this off. This won't matter, you won't see this, even though I already trimmed it off. When I don't design the stamp set, and I use one of our Illustrator stamp sets, I have to go and look and see some of their designs and what they intended, you know, because I always know what I meant, but I don't always know what somebody else meant.
What time is the event tomorrow?
Tomorrow, it'll be at 11 a.m. Central Time. Noon Eastern. Heidi's going to be on and read. It's a lot of fun. Their channel is a lot of fun. They've got
You're
great
sure
people.
about that now? That
Yep,
time?
I am.
Okay. 11
Central. Yep. 11 Central. We have something really fun planned. You're not going to want to miss it. Okay, so there we go. I've got my 3 ornaments there. Now, I want to do something a little bit fun. I'm going to cut a 1/4 sheet of cardstock. And then I'm going to add, I found my snowy background, by the way. It's here somewhere. Here she is. So I think I'm going to do a little snowy background on here. And I will use, hey, this is where we can bring our green in for everybody that wanted green. I'll use the light spruce. And so it'll be a cool green. We'll do that on here. And we'll kind of create just this nice little light texture. Yeah, we've got a lot of people here. I think we have 2,000 on YouTube, right? I don't know. We've got a lot of people on Facebook too. Hello, Facebook friends. I see a lot of you over there and some of you on Twitch. Welcome. I didn't say welcome to everybody. Well, we started out, about 1,000 people joined us midway. Okay, so there, now I've got my little dotted background there. Love this background stamp so much. This one is coming back, I promise. It just went out of stock not that long ago. But that doesn't stop me from using things just because things are out of stock, especially because so many of you already have it. All right, what do you want to say there, Tom?
Oh, a lot of people were surprised at the snow being green.
Yeah, but it's pretty, isn't it? It's pretty. Now, I want to see. This is Master Layouts 2, and I'm thinking we could do one kind of coming off the side there. One maybe up here. And then one overlapping a little bit down here, like this. Like that. And then we can put a little strip sentiment, which I actually have a bunch of strip sentiments all cut out. Got to find them. I know they're on here in the pile.
Inkwell Chick said green snow is better than yellow snow.
Amen. Amen.
Potty night.
Yes, I love it. All right, so I've got some of these here. Sending holiday cheer. We could have that maybe going across. We have that. This is from the All at Once. Oh gosh, All at Once holiday season. We could put that there. And that would be really cute. See, I have to just kind of lay it out in my brain first. And I think that's going to look really cute. Okay, so let's cut this out. And then I'm going to emboss on here something else, which I want to show you, which I think will be fun. Hopefully it'll look good. So we'll cut this out and we'll cut a black panel out. And I know this card seems to be taking a long time. But that's because I didn't know what I wanted to make. And this is, you know, if I don't do any thinking ahead of time, like even like, I think I want to do this, you know, I kind of like, I'm just going to do something with background stamps and add some texture. But I have no idea what I'm going to make. It takes me a while to make a card. But then I could mass produce this card and probably make it super fast because I would stamp all the ornaments and then I would do all my backgrounds and, you know. So it's just that initial one that takes a while to figure out. But once we figure it out, we're good to go. So I'm doing a black background for this as well. Hope it didn't move. Yes, we always have a Black Friday sale, but this year it might be a little bit early. So that's my little hint. Just keep that in mind. It might be a little bit early. And as you guys know, next Tuesday night is our brand new release. We have a brand new kit. We have new stamps and dies coming. And we have some amazing surprises coming for you that we have been working on for the better part of a year. And everything is coming together just at the perfect time for the holiday season. So we hope that you will join us for that because it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, I had to clean up my space. I had so much embossing powder all over the place that I couldn't take it. All right, so once again, I want to do that quick layout. So this one's going to go off the page a little bit, off the card there. This one up here, and this one maybe down here. Now, I need strings. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to use some of this 1/8 of an inch terrific tape. Now this isn't the absolute skinniest tape, but I think we can create something that looks pretty good here. So let's put this right, we're going to put it right back there, just so that I have an idea of where it's going to go. And this is the Gina K Designs Terrific Tape. It's easy to cut or tear, but I'm going to cut this because I want it to be nice and crisp there. All right, so that's there. And then we're going to do this one up here like this. So I need another piece. It's going to go right behind there. I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect. Wherever I put it, that's where I'll just move the ornament to and make that straight. It's definitely easier to cut from the back there. And then, so we've got that here. We have this one here. And we're going to overlap this one like right here. So we need a long one. I'm just cutting the edge. It doesn't need to be that long, but I have a lot of this tape, so it's okay. Right about there. Okay. I want to make sure that's straight. Oops. All right, put it all back. Reposition everything. Make sure it's in the right spot. Sometimes I forget that I'm not by myself, because I actually talk to myself like this when I craft. It's bad.
What die is that?
What die? What die is what?
I don't know. That's a question.
Oh, this die? This is Master Layouts 2. Somebody might just be coming in brand new and wondering. This is the Holiday Ornaments Stamp and Die bundle that I'm using here. Okay, now I'm going to burnish this with my finger, just making sure that I really get it nice and tight. Okay. Now I'm going to use the Embossing Magic Pad before I peel anything away. Now I'm going to peel these away. I'm going to get my tweezers. I got to start learning to use my fingernails as jewels. Oh, look at that. That is easy. Huh. I think that's what she was asking. But if she comes back, Tom, let me know. And okay. And now I'm going to use silver embossing powder on this tape. Okay, so I made some little strings to hang my ornaments from. So if you didn't know that you can emboss on tape to get borders and nice straight lines and different things like that, like you could go around the outside of your card and kind of do the same thing that we do with the Masking Magic, but create that beautiful little string thing there. This set was designed by Beth Saleka, and I love it. So isn't that pretty? Love it. So something else that you can do with tape, if you've got any of our terrific tape, you can actually do our dot runner too, and it just makes little dots. So lots of fun things that you can do with embossing and your different tapes that you have in your collection. All right. I used extra because I really warped this, so I used a little bit extra dot runner there. Okay. And now I'm going to put this on a card base. So I think I'm going to put it on a white card base, or I could put it on a Christmas pine card base. What do you think of Christmas pine with that sage or that spruce in the background? And then these kind of coming off of that. Do you like the dark pine of that? I think I do. I think that looks kind of nice. Plays up on that spruce a little bit, and it adds some of that green, but it's a nice blue green. So, okay. So people like that, so we'll do that. All right. Let me cut that with the big paper cutter. That was on the floor. At home, I have more counter space. Lost an ornament. And then I'm going to take my score buddy and score this. And then I have to tell you that coming up, so next week is our release, and then the following week, I'm going to have Rena as a special guest on the show. And she and I have a really neat gift idea for you that you can make. So we're going to be sharing that as well. All right. There's a lot of fun things going on. I don't really see that black border very much on here, but I still feel like it needs to be there because you can see it a little bit. Now let's pop these up with some foam squares, just to give it a little more dimension. Why not? Our foam squares are like the right amount of pop for this. They're not too high up, but they're just enough. I feel like, you know, they work really nicely for this kind of thing. Alrighty, so... Oh, look at that. And I want to show you what I did here. Just in case you make this card, I lined that up so the tip where the black is missing there actually gets camouflaged by the little black strip there. So, hey, Simon Hurley. We have to do another live together soon as well.
Hey,
Simon,
wait, now, pardon me.
yes.
A few people are asking about the middle one because you're hiding the string.
Yes, I know. I am taking creative license for that. I mean, I could do this one up here. But either way, it's going to hide, you know? But I feel like it's okay. Well, I could go up higher with this one and then
you could go behind the one in the middle, go behind it.
Yeah, but this works, right?
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Well, now I got to take these off. And then I'm going to put a little tape on here because that's going to just overlap. I think they'll like this better because they can see that string there. Did I line that up okay? No. There we go. Better than horrible, though. Okay. All right. And then this one will just go up higher than I intended so we can make sure that we can see that whole string there. So we'll put that right up here. There we go. So you can still see it in there a little bit?
Yes.
Okay. I could go higher with this. Let's go higher. So we see it even a little more. I think that'll make everybody happier. Okay, there we go. There. Now, we're going to do a little 'Tis the Season. And I love when something overlaps a little bit somewhere, but I also feel like we could just slip it right in there and pop it up. Maybe right at the bottom of this, because that's like an empty space for it. So why don't we just do that? We'll put it right in there. I've got some tinies here that I can put on here. We can pop the whole thing up. And this way you guys can see the string back there, because I get it. That was weird. Okay, and we'll just slip this right in here in this empty space. Even though I love an overlap, you know I do, I think I'll be okay with this. All right, now I'm not done yet because I have to put some little black baubles in here. Gotta do some black baubles.
Black bauble blingering.
Blingering with the black baubles.
Bodaciously.
Ooh, but a silver one jumped on there as if to say,
what about me?
What about me? I think you need to do silver. You never do silver, you always do gold. And what about me? Also, I just want to see what this looks like here. I kind of feel like that might fill that in. So let's do that. Maybe we can do both. Maybe we can do silver in here. Almost like we're, you know, kind of that's pretty. Gives it a little extra bling, a little extra sparkle.
You had no idea where you were going with this, did you?
Nope, not a clue. Didn't know what I was going to do tonight. I just knew I wanted to show the technique of the, you know, using the die instead of just the stamp. Like, you can use the sets so differently. Just trying to find another tiny silver one. There's another tiny silver one. There we go. Okay. So now we've got those little silver spots in there. And should we do, let's look, I don't have to tack them down, but should we do a couple little black ones in here too, just to help accent the word? I think that's pretty. We could even do like a tiny one up here and then just a little bit of a bigger one down here. And then maybe one more over here. Like that. Let's do that. That looks good. That layout looks good. I feel like having both colors, the kind of the black plays on the black. Okay, here we go. Left-handed gluing. Not good at it. But not horrible here. Okay. Yep, I think she's done. Now, would you guys like to see it on a different card base? Do you think that card base is too dark? Should I put it on a white card base, or do you think I should leave it? Do you think you just don't get to see that black layer that way? Because I can pop it on a different card base if you think you'd like it better. I'll wait and see what people say. And we have to give away a gift card tonight, Tom, which I think people will want to use for the new release.
The seat of your pants are so worn out.
People are saying leave it. The seat. All right. We'll leave it. We'll leave it, and I'll take a good high-quality photo of that so you can see all the details in there as well. Okay, so that's it. All right, Tom. Well, now it is time. Let me just push that off the screen. Now it is time to give away a gift card.
All righty.
All right.
Drum roll, please. Here we go. And the winner tonight is Jana Lee O. Jana Lee O.
Yay, Jana, congratulations. Woohoo! All you have to do is send your name and email address to info@ginakdesigns.com and we will get that gift card out to you. Well, everybody, this was so much fun tonight. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned a couple new things to try. And I hope you'll give this card a try. Tom and I will be back on Thursday for another Crafternoon Live here on my channel, and I will be on the Simon Says Stamp YouTube channel tomorrow at 11 a.m. Central Time, noon Eastern Time, with Heidi Crowell from Simon Says Stamp, and we have something really fun to share with you, so I hope you will join us there tomorrow. In the meantime, everybody, stay safe and healthy. We love you all so very much, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.